jump into the 600-gallon Asian jungle aquarium, I just want to let you know that an update on the 4,500-gallon is coming next week. There's been a ton of progress. There's been a few other projects that have popped up. I'll cover all that, and I have a couple surprises, so there's going to be a lot to go next week, but let's dive right into the 600-gallon. So for a while now, I've wanted to make some videos where I just share the experience I have when I'm sitting in front of my tanks and just enjoying watching the fish swim around. And I thought I'd start it off with the 600-gallon Asian jungle. It's just an amazing tank in the sense that there's action everywhere. There's quote-unquote fish that you can't keep together everywhere, prospering and doing awesome. And it's just a unique tank, being 6 feet long, 4 feet deep, 3 feet tall, and nothing but community fish, specifically Southeast Asian community fish for the most part. Yes, there's some rainbows in there, but you get the idea. It's that general vicinity. But so for most of this video, you know, I'm gonna shut up and they'll just see the fish swimming around and the music. But I did want to ask you guys your opinion on a couple things. So with the Aquascape, I pulled out a bunch of the jungle valve because I put it in the Riverbend aquarium. It's doing awesome there. It's holding up to those thin bar red hook silver dollars, but I do want to backfill something in there. So basically what I'm talking about is the middle of this aquarium. So you know how I brought down the hardscape that was in the middle that used to go really high so we could see better to the back, and I want to put more of a softscape in there. So something that's not as visually blocking as the jungle valve was, but something that also does flow up into that 3 foot tall space. And right now there's kind of a giant void, and then there's the massive root wall in the back, and you know, decent planting off to the left and the right and across the back, but the middle is pretty devoid of plants. So I was hoping to get some ideas on that. And then the other thing is I'm loving the stock in the tank. There's still a couple there's a couple male Bosemani rainbows I'd like to get. I'd like to get a couple more Denison barbs and a couple more mascara barbs. But for the most part, I'm really happy with the stock. But I was sort of thinking if anyone had any ideas on maybe a group of small fish, kind of like how the Harlequin Rasbora are, but some sort of a different shape, maybe ones that swim lower to the bottom. I'm thinking possibly replenishing the cherry barb group, because I had an old cherry barb group in this aquarium and I don't really see them anymore, so I think they've aged out. So that's one I'm thinking of. But you know, I'd like to get some other ideas on that, as well as, does anyone have an idea for a Southeast Asian or Australian large fish that could coexist with these guys? So something that would be that statement centerpiece fish with all these guys surrounding them, that would fit the theme of the tank but also wouldn't eat the smaller fish like small Rasbora and stuff like that. That would be awesome. I think that would really put this tank over the top. And then lastly, I just want to point out that I am gonna look into getting a polishing filter for this aquarium, for that water column. It gets pretty clear most of the time, but you know, when you feed them, it stirs it up quite a bit, and there's really not as much mechanical as I need for this. And I don't really want to adjust the sump so much as really just put a polishing filter on the aquarium itself. So that way I don't have to worry about it gumming up on the sump. It'll just be a secondary filter in the back. I have a real nice spot for it in the back corner. It'll be completely out of the way. I got an available plug for it. So basically thinking, you know, some sort of a canister with just nothing but sponge in it. Maybe I'll see if I can get one of my old FX6s to start working again. You know, who knows? Cross my fingers on that one. But at any rate, yeah, those are the ideas I had, the thoughts I had, and I'd love your guys' feedback in the comments. But for now, let's just enjoy the tank and sit back and well, relax and enjoy.